morning. It's Friday, you guys, and I'm not really sure what's happening today.
It feels like Freaky Friday. Like I had to check the date. Like it's not the 13th. Are you sure? Are you sure? Because it feels a little wild in here. Thank you for tuning in.
You said 13th, and I was like, wait, is it?
It's not. 50th.
It's totally.
She's always questioning me. You just need to trust. That's what besties are for. Wow. We're about to have a conversation here. We're about to have a conversation. Thank you for joining Open Mic with Allie and Michelle. We're so grateful that you're here.
All our platforms, like I have like this lovely setup.
Is that all the platforms right there?
Pretty much.
I got 2 of them.
Pretty much. I'm trying to get everything else squared away here. My goodness. All right.
We'll get it together.
We have so much we're talking about today.
Well, we do have so much we're talking about today, but we do have wonderful guests who will be joining us from the Voices Foundation. Yes. Guys, to hear the true stories of what takes place under, I guess like you could call it the Biden-Harris open border invasion. It's really had an effect on Americans on our soil. And listen, if we were invaded by any country that caused us to lose blood on our soil of Americans, we would call that an act of war. But
absolutely.
But you open the borders and let it be, citizens from other countries, and I guess they just turn a blind eye. So we're gonna have 2 guests on later in the show. You won't want to miss that. Plus, we're talking about all the current events and a little bit of laughter, if I'm being honest. Gavin Newsom just.
Goodness gracious.
Somebody sent him a gag gift. Guys, we're going to have to bring all that out here on Open Mic.
I can't wait. I'm excited. That might be my favorite part of this whole segment.
Let's go ahead and open that mic.
Red hat stays on. Red hat stays on. Red hat stays on. Taking back our freedom, back to where we started. We're wearing our red hat tonight. It takes more than just a feeling. Oh, better be believing, and America's gonna be home.
What do you do when they try to cancel you? MAGA Nation, we cancel proof. My red hat stays on. My red hat stays on. You know I love God, but in Trump I trust. November 5th, you gon' ride with us. Our red hat stays on. Our red hat stays on. It's the mayor MAGA, but the RNC King. 2024 freedom gon' ring. Mr. Red, White, and Blue. I'm still fighting for each one of you. And keep your red hat on.
What do you do when they come for you? Freedom's what you gotta lose. Red hat stays
on. We're back. I have my cowboy boots on.
I know, they're so cute.
I
need a red pair so bad. Okay, guys.
Wait, you don't have a red pair?
I don't have a red pair. I have like a brown pair and a black pair and
a pink pair. Okay. In your Trump voice. I did it! Yay! Welcome to Open Mic.
I'm rubbing off on her.
Live with Allie and Michelle. Thank you, Patriot TV, for giving us a live platform and for trusting us. I don't know what you're thinking, but thank you so much for that. We're so grateful.
Like what you're thinking. Keep thinking it.
Absolutely. Want to bring this first because this affects us here in Florida, but possibly all up the East Coast. We're watching it. Well, we're not watching it. We're letting those that are meteorologists watch. Meteorologists watch it.
Let us know when, so we can go to the store and prep for our hurricane party.
That's all we want.
That's it.
But it is tropical storm Aaron. It will now become. They're saying it's projected to become a Category 1 hurricane in the next few hours. This was last night, so it's got sustained 70-mile-an-hour winds. That's like a Tuesday here in Florida, but
it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like it's projected to even hit.
This cone here, you know,
Florida or the United States, really, you never know.
You never know. Our hope is that if we all on the East Coast would all point our fans towards the coast and turn them all on, maybe we'll just blow it out there to the Atlantic.
What is the rule? What is it, like rule number 7? Don't panic. Is that the rule? Rule number 7? I can't remember.
All I know is that every time we've ever had a hurricane here in the state of Florida, and I'm not joking about it because I have literally lost my home before in one, but you get the snacks. Sometimes it's not as bad of a storm as it typically is, and you eat all the snacks anyway. Like the snacks are a real thing.
It's true.
The toilet paper's off the shelves, the water goes off the shelves. So just let me know so that we can let us know. We'll let you know if we need to prepare, but let's keep an eye on. I guess we're at that time of the year.
Or you guys can just comment below and let us know what you would like to have in your hurricane party snack stash. Let us know the things that you would like to have. And maybe, we'll share some of those on air today.
Today. That's perfect. That's perfect. Moving along to some current events. Apparently Act Blue. So first of all, we don't want you to act blue, but Act Blue is an organization that obviously helps fund a lot of all of the Democrat candidates. We have a Win Red. Is that what it's called?
Yes, Win Red.
Win Red on the Republican side. But obviously, when it comes to campaign finance and when it comes to finances in general, when it comes to politics, there are hoops you have to jump through. There's a litany of things that you have to do to make sure you're legal. Well, Act Blue has not been acting right, apparently. So I want you to take a quick listen to Trump. He just dropped this bombshell that the DOJ is going to launch an investigation into them. Take a listen.
Meanwhile, President Trump is directing the Justice Department to investigate Act Blue. This is a Democratic donation platform, and the focus as the allegations about illegal straw donors and foreign contributions. Mark Meredith is live in Washington with more. This has been brewing for a while, Mark. What do we need to know?
Dana, for years, you're right about this, but this is a big development. The White House is directing the Attorney General to investigate the Democratic Party's top fundraising platform. It's called Act Blue, and the president says he wants to know if foreign money is being donated to the group and then utilized to sway elections. Democrats are calling this probe a dangerous abuse of power. Act Blue is an enormous operation in Democratic politics. It's raised more than $16 billion since 2004. You may have seen the text pop up from candidates saying, please donate, go to the Act Blue website. Republicans use something similar called Win Red. There was a new memo signed on Thursday directing the Attorney General to investigate if foreign nationals are using the Act Blue platform to bypass campaign finance laws. Trump wants a report out in 6 months.
Ooh.
Wow.
Wait, did they
bypassing campaign laws?
Did the Democrat Party, was their official comment something about this is a huge waste of time, or it's an abuse of government?
Abuse of power, says the ones who abuse power. What?
Listen. I'm okay with you looking at Win Red.
Go ahead, look at it.
We should all be playing by the same set of rules. We really should.
Let's figure out which foreign countries are investing in our elections and in our candidates. I think that's fair. Why not do it for both?
Let's do both.
Let's do both.
Just it's a good house cleaning measure.
Yeah, good. Yeah, it's good to lift up under the rug every now and then to make
shake it out.
You know,
make sure
take the carpet outside. You beat it with the broom and just let off.
We're not advocating for violence.
Vacuum it up. Exactly. Throw it in the trash. And if it's too dirty, you just toss it.
Find a new one. I mean, I would like to know. Don't you think that they should play by? Listen, this is why they have campaign finance laws.
Right.
And then if you have foreign nationals donating, wouldn't you want to know if China, the CCP, was donating and to which party? Don't you think you should know? Don't you think you should know for real if Russia's involved in donating any money to influence a campaign here? I mean, I think we should all know that. We should all. That you're right.
I think so too.
Act Blue, Win Red. Let's just do both of them. But in the meantime, we'll take a look at Act Blue. Meantime,
in 6 months, we're going to hear a report. Hopefully it doesn't get lost on the desk.
Absolutely. Allie, do you like to watch the leftist media go have to choke on everything that they said in the lead up to a campaign?
With a bag of popcorn and a nice glass of red wine.
Something's going on over there at CNN, though. They've got something's in the coffee because they've got a lot more energy.
They do. It's crazy.
And they're actually, they're excited. Can you believe Trump's doing all this stuff?
I actually tune in sometimes just to see.
I mean, obviously watch open mic first, but then if you want to go just to see, well, you know what? Just tune in here. We'll show you. Take a look at CNN having to report the real truth about Trump's attraction here.
Yeah.
Democrats have to get it around their heads that Americans are far more hawkish on crime than they think that they are. What are we talking about? Trump's net approval handling crime. Where was he last year? He was way underwater at minus 13 points views of term number one. But look at where he is now. He's on the positive side of the ledger. He's on the positive side at plus 1 point. Americans view Trump far more favorably now on crime than they did a year ago. Donald Trump is like Air Jordan towering over Joe Biden when it comes to their handling of crime. Look, in 2024, look at where Biden's net approval was on crime. Way underwater there at minus 26 points. It was one of Biden's worst issues. Granted, pretty much every issue was one of Biden's worst issues. And again, look at where Donald Trump is. Way above Joe Biden. What is that? That's 27 points. So Americans vastly prefer Donald Trump's approach to crime than they did to Joe Biden. In 2023, Republicans were favored by 13 points. Look at where they were in May of this year. Republicans were actually favored by 16 points. They actually gained ground on crime. They were maintaining their edge and actually added a little bit to it.
Where did they find Elvis in New York? This is amazing. I love it. He's like from the 1950s and he's talking like he's white. It's like he's the Air Jordan over Biden. I can't. I love it. I love it. I love
You do
my
that
I
really
love
good.
New York. It is my favorite place. It is my favorite place.
And that's why we got to stay there and make sure that we do not let it
No,
go.
but so the reason why he is up so much in crime and Republicans, period, are up in so much with America is because we understand that was the number one issue was one, immigration, and two, law and order. Because when you have lawlessness in all of these guys, let me remind you, in the top 10 cities that have the most crime, the most degraded infrastructure, the most fatherless homes,
Yes,
the most illegal immigration, and all these things are run by Democrats. None of them are run by Republicans. Everywhere that you see crime-ridden cities, they're all run by Democrats. They have the worst schools, the worst crime rates, the worst everything.
Yeah.
And Americans understand this. They know this. And they know that when we have someone that actually understands leadership and will put criminals behind bars and not do restorative justice, right?
Oh, good, Allie. Yeah.
Things actually get done and crime gets cleaned up. And this is why you have people all over DC making these videos, especially Black women. I think it's like 79% of Black women or 63% of Black women in DC say that crime is a problem, and that everybody pretty much said that's overwhelming.
It is overwhelming, and everybody understands. This is why I'm grateful for our guests that are going to be on later. They will talk about firsthand what happens when you turn a blind eye, not only to immigration and leave the borders open, but when you turn a blind eye to crime, it has a devastating effect. And this is something that this should not be a partisan issue. And I think for the Democrats to be making it sort of a partisan issue makes them, Allie, be on the wrong 20% of this issue. You know, we hate to keep saying it, but we kind of love it here. But Trump is absolutely right. Remember when they told us, oh, illegals aren't getting any Social Security benefits. They're not getting any benefits. Well, that's not true. Though? We found out, and Trump's doing something about it. Take a listen.
Benefits, we've already kicked nearly 275,000 illegal aliens off of the Social Security system. These are people, many of them have already left the country, and yet we were sending them checks all the time. And 275,000, and that number is now even larger than that, Frank. It's an unbelievable job. And what that's doing is making the system strong. It's making it strong.
275,000 that they found, but with this influx that came across the border, how many more could have potentially, gotten drained that benefit, and you and I wouldn't have known about it if we had the wrong administration in the White House.
Right. This is what DOJ essentially was for, right? Yeah. To expose waste, theft, fraud, and abuse. And
WTF.
Clearly, right. And clearly, that is what is occurring throughout the United States when you allow illegal aliens to access something that should be only for Americans. This is egregious.
Well, not only that, Social Security. I mean, listen, you worked for that money.
Right, you worked for it.
You worked hard for that money.
Did.
I think predominantly about like even our parents' generation that worked, 30, 35 years at the same job. That's hardly unheard of right now, because they were told that's what you do. That's how the system works. And then you get to retire with Social Security benefits. So I'm sure it doesn't make you feel all warm and fuzzy that people are coming across the border and applying for those benefits. So grateful again for Trump, of course, looking out for senior citizens. I mean, I love this. This is why people of all ages really love Trump so much. I want to pivot a little bit, Allie, to the stories that we've been hearing coming out in the last couple of weeks, obviously about the Russia hoax, the role that the Obama administration and the Clinton campaign both played in feeding you a line of BS about Russia trying to meddle in our elections with Trump. We've actually found out since that they would have preferred Hillary because she was hocked up on animal tranquilizers or something. I don't know what she was. I don't know what she was taking, but she was not well. And they had dirt on Hillary Clinton as well. Kash Patel was on Fox News the other day, and he's talking about really having to educate the public on what's going on and the role of the FBI, because the FBI has really been so heavily abused. We need to make it one of those American iconic things that we all used to love. Everybody wanted to be remember cops and robbers, and you wanted to be FBI agents.
Yeah.
And so take a quick listen to what Kash Patel had to say.
But there's been a lot of talk and a lot written about the investigation into a grand conspiracy to the extent possible. What can you tell us about that? In other words, that this is long-standing. If it is in fact a grand conspiracy, the statute of limitations would be eliminated. Is that what the investigation is about?
Well, Sean, what we're doing is building a case for the American public under the Truth and Transparency and Accountability Initiative. And what I mean by that is AG Bondi brilliantly highlighted our partners, Director Ratcliffe at the CIA and Director Gabbard over at the DNI. We are working with them because the documents that would facilitate an investigation of this magnitude don't just rest at the FBI and DOJ. They're throughout the intelligence community. And we, the Russiagate guys like Johnny Ratcliffe and myself who investigated this and exposed this, are trying to expose documentation that we've known existed for years. At the same time, we're finding new material. So the best approach is to release this information with them and also go to our colleagues in Congress who have an oversight function on the judiciary committees and oversight committees and demand from us information and documentation that we can publicize. Things like the Durham Annex, which we've known have existed this entire time, but were classified for political reasons. We are educating the American public as we build through this transparency initiative. And where the investigation goes, I can assure you of this. We will max accountability for the American public. We delivered before when we ran the Russiagate investigation. I now happen to be President Trump's choice for FBI director, and I'm honored to lead that charge with our great partners in Johnny Ratcliffe and our great attorney.
That's amazing.
Yeah,
That's amazing.
I like that he says that going to continue. He says we are going to de-weaponize the FBI and get its credibility back to the American people by delivering the accountability they need by showing them what we are doing every step of the way. Guys, this is transparency. This is what we voted for. And I can't wait to see it actually happen.
Play out. Yes. And I think this was important. You know, part of what I thought of under a Trump administration was that we were going to obviously be scrutinizing all of the three-letter agencies, the agencies that carry out much of the government's work that we don't ever get to vote for, right?
Right.
So, and in seeing that happen, even seeing the implementation of DOGE and seeing them go through all of the three-letter agencies and their spending and their waste, what I started to realize is that, and maybe some of you are in the same boat I am, that some of these agencies, something like the FBI, I guess if run exactly how it's meant to run, could really be a blessing to this country, and it really should make this country something that is revered.
Yeah.
There should be a reverence for the United States because of agencies like the FBI and the way we use law enforcement in the intelligence community. I mean, this could be a powerhouse here for the United States, but it was the lack of faith and the lack of trust. And I know we're supposed to have a healthy distrust of leadership, enough to make us question. We should always be questioning and inquisitive.
Question everything.
But this is almost like a history lesson or like just a civics lesson here that we're getting by Kash Patel and others within the intelligence community that says, listen, if you let this just run and run amok, it will only run to sort of conceal itself. And when that's coming out and finding out that JFK, his assassination, there was ties to the intelligence community, coming out and finding the same about Martin Luther King. These do not sit well with us, but we have to take this as the truth that it is so that we can move forward with that knowledge.
And I think the American people are tired of these unelected bureaucrats holding all the secrets. They're essentially saying that we are smarter than the American people and only we can gatekeep the information, and you do not deserve to know the information that we have.
Yes.
Because it's like this protective kind of clause. Like we're just trying to protect the American people. I don't need you to protect me. I am an adult. I have.
You can protect us by closing the border.
I can protect myself. You can protect us by closing the border, and you can protect us by stop spying on the American people and repeal the Patriot Act. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Other than that, she's a good shot. She don't need any protection.
Yeah,
I go out with Allie like when we go places, and I'm like, Allie, you got your pew pew.
Yeah. It's fun.
She's well, Allie, the cool thing that I'm hearing coming out recently in the last couple of days is that they're really looking at conspiracy as something to charge those that have led us astray in their not only the reporting but just the classifying documents as as highly classified only because they didn't want you to know the truth.
Right.
That's a crime. There is a conspiracy there to overthrow Trump early on in 2016 and 2017. So
intelligence.
A conspiracy does not have
competence.
Yeah, it does not have the
statutes of
limitations. Yes, but I want John Solomon is such an awesome reporter,
Yeah,
and
he's
when we
pretty good.
come across people that really tell it like it is, we want to make sure you hear from them. But he's saying, Allie, there could actually be grand juries assembled not just in Washington D.C. but outside of D.C. and throughout the United States, and that this might actually be pulling in components of election integrity and election fraud into some of the grand juries. Take a listen.
Listen, the way you opened your show, there's no better description of what the conspiracy is. It's a conspiracy to protect of Democrats from potential criminal prosecution, and then to violate the civil liberties and privacy and reputations of innocent Republicans to create an alternate story to protect political interest, meaning what's going to happen in the election. That's what it is. It's not more complicated than that. I know people say, oh, a conspiracy case is going to be complicated. No, it's really not. We protected Democrats. And the cycle is Hillary has two problems. Email, now corruption. We can prove that was active at the time. Hunter Biden's got corruption and taxes. And by the way, the first evidence of that comes in March through May of 2016. And then 2019, it's Hunter Biden a lot more. And so we impeached the president, and we have the government actually creating stories that I think we will prove were false. And then in 21, they find Joe Biden's classified documents at UPenn office in Washington and his garage, and they got to make Donald Trump look like he's the classified guy first before they can let the cat out of the bag that Joe Biden has the same problem. It's a wash, rinse, and repeat cycle. And in the course of that, two potential crimes are occurring. Obstruction of legitimate investigations. Those are overt acts of a conspiracy. And then the violation of innocent people's civil liberties to create a political ruse. That is where I believe the grand conspiracy case is headed. I believe that there are multiple grand juries that have begun work around this country in multiple jurisdictions outside of Washington where evidence is now being gathered.
You do?
I do.
Can report that, or you have reason to believe that?
He said he has reasons to believe. He has witnesses that have received, this is John Solomon. He's saying he has witnesses that have received subpoenas from the grand juries potentially located in Virginia, Pennsylvania, and New York. And he's going on to say that the grand jury in Pennsylvania could be related to the 2020 election. I would hate to have another I told you so.
No, I want to be right. I want to be right because I know we were right. I know we were right. We have been right since 2016. So
Listen,
it is what it is.
We've said it on this show before. You can't tell me in 2016 that they think that Russia was meddling with the election and that Russia swayed that election. And in the same breath, tell us we have election security.
What? That doesn't make any sense. You can't talk
That's
out of
that
both sides of
political
your mouth.
pretzel that the Democrats have
you
to
keep
wind
putting
into.
yourself into. And it's not even just Democrats; it's both Democrats and Republicans.
yeah,
I mean, we're seeing this on both sides actually. So, I mean, and Anna Paulina Luna, she alluded to that in her debut on the Rogan Show. Guys, if you have not seen that podcast, you need to go see it. It's really, really good. I know it's 2 hours long, but listen, I mean, she drops all kinds of nuggets, and we fully support her, especially being from Florida. So
yeah,
she's definitely one of our firebrands. This is craziness.
It is crazy, but
it's like it's worse than this. This is the biggest story. We are in an era of disclosure that we have never had in America before, and the fact that it is not everywhere is wildly concerning to me.
Yes,
wildly concerning to me.
Which is why we rely on you heavily, guys, to know the facts and to be able to talk about this to people that you love. Even your kids, they need to understand how historic what we're going through right now is. I do want to pivot a little bit, and we're going to call this next segment. I'm hesitant to say it out loud because we said something last week, and then I glanced up at the TV at the gym, and Fox News had the same lower third. I was like, come on now. I said, what's this? What's the shift?
What's the shift?
What's this shift? Take a look at what Adam Schiff posted the other day. Obviously with a play on
Don't poke the bear.
That's the California flag, right? But it says don't poke the bear. Okay, listen. How do you feel about that? Adam Schiff, this is somebody that we just said he was part of what they're alleging is that a whistleblower has come forward, a Democrat whistleblower has come forward and said he has sworn under oath that they were a part of leaking classified information because it was going to get Trump. And then they asked questions about, is this right? Is this legal? They were told, don't worry about it. We'll handle it. Well, the classified information ended up being fraudulent, put classified, even though it wasn't classified, but still, nonetheless, they thought it was classified and they handed it over to the media and leaked the information. All of the above is not legal. So for him to come out and then to put the California flag, listen, most of California, you're not even there half the time, and most of California doesn't like you. I don't know.
And they've broken the law with gerrymandering. Like the guy, read the room. And you got in the way of all the mama bears. Read the room, sir. Somebody please run against him.
Somebody needs to put a Moms for America shirt on the bear.
On the bear. Yes.
That's all. It said don't poke them.
Don't poke the mama bear. Oh, Moms for America, we need to do that. Let's get on it right now.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Oh my gosh. Now that we're speaking about Moms for America, I want to remind you guys that if you go to unitus.com, weareunitus.com, you can get 25% off by using promo code MFA25.
Ooh,
25%
MFA.
off.
That's amazing, guys. Thank you for joining us. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're going to go to a quick commercial break, but when we come back, we have a couple of ladies from the Voices Foundation going to share some heartwarming stories. Don't go anywhere. More open mic after this.
Gold IRA companies are a dime a dozen, especially in conservative media. We vetted out 34 companies and chose Augusta Precious Metals.
With the lowest across-the-board spreads in the gold IRA industry, Augusta saves Americans thousands of dollars.
They are the only major gold IRA company that has zero complaints from their customers. Zero. None. Augusta Precious Metals does not have commissioned sales reps, which means their goals are aligned with yours.
They were the only gold IRA company that demonstrated integrity and transparency without using gimmicks.
The informative one-on-one web conferences by Augusta Precious Metals answer all of their customers' questions before they make a move.
If you're ready to learn about protecting your wealth and retirement with gold and silver, request your free gold guide from Augusta Precious Metals today.
Visit patriot.tv/gold. That's patriot.tv/gold today.
Welcome back to Open Mic with Allie and Michelle. Guys, thank you for joining us this wonderful Friday morning. It's almost the weekend. And for some people, I realized
it's Saturday, Sunday. What? Sorry.
I had somebody tell me the other day, they're like, yeah, but I work weekends. I was like, well, okay,
well.
I'm sorry. I know some of you do, and I'm sorry. But thanks for joining us, guys. We want to welcome to our show a couple of really, really strong, amazing women, survivors in a lot of ways. But, you know, sometimes when we go through things that are traumatic in our life, there's a couple different choices you have, right? You can really let that run your life, or you can dial in and make it your new cause, your new fight that you're having. And I love that people do that. They'll take trauma and they'll take what was meant to destroy us and use it for good. I was talking specifically about Nikki Jones, the founder and president of the Voices Foundation, as well as Alyssa Copeland, the vice president. These ladies are joining Open Mic. Welcome, ladies. Thanks for joining us today.
Hi, guys. Thank you.
Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh, we might have a little bit of audio on Nikki's side. But Alyssa, thanks for joining us. I want you to first start by telling our viewers, Alyssa, what is the Voices Foundation? How was it birthed? How did it start?
Well, it was started by Nikki. She is the founder of the foundation. It started based off of personal experiences with traumatic situations and loss based off of illegal immigration crime, and dealing with the aftermath of that, and the fact that there really isn't any support for American citizens who lose a family member or their ability to do things or take care of medical bills. There's no support from our local government. So the foundation was kind of founded by Nikki to kind of bring attention to that and help to get donations and support to help those families with aftermath of those effects, and kind of bring attention to that within the government.
And I know that with that, there's definitely some personal stories attached here. Predominantly, I know Nikki. I know we're having issues with her audio, but just off the website, it says, Nikki's really, her quote is, "It's time to help others like me rebuild and stabilize their immediate household, so children don't have to suffer the long-term consequences of these crimes." Let's see if Nikki has her audio back. Let's see, so she can tell us a little about that story.
All right. Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's still okay. That's all right. We'll work on getting that fixed. Alyssa, if you could tell us a little bit about, I know you're familiar with the story, how personal it is to see somebody that's had to suffer and now be able to hopefully do something to help other victims and advocate for them. Can you tell us a little bit about the story?
Well, as far as Nikki's story, I don't want to speak too much on it because she's obviously so intimately close to her own situation, and she's been advocating for herself and for others for so long. And I'm kind of here for the ride with my own story to kind of support that. She did lose her husband in a horrible car accident to an illegal alien who shouldn't have been on the road, who had previous issues with driving traffic violations and things like that. And she has had to juggle raising 2 daughters and paying a mortgage and supporting herself and her children without her husband, with little to no support through whether it be the judicial system, the government, the community. And so that's kind of where this foundation comes in. It's kind of her fight back.
I can understand that. I know you have a personal story too, as well. Part of what's, I guess, both heartwarming and also tough to take is that you're right. We have these people that are here illegally, shouldn't have had driver's license. I mean, obviously they can't drive legally. And then to have an accident like what took place with Nikki. She's got 2 children now, left to kind of just defend for them on her own. And what kind of assistance and what kind of help is out there? Listen, we didn't ask for this border to be left wide open and for this influx of illegals to come here. So when you look at something like Lake and Riley, what took place, like this is really playing out in the streets of America. Tell us a little bit, Alyssa, about your story and how this is tied to the foundation too.
So my story is a little bit opposite end of the spectrum, but similar. I was on my way home from work one day. I was 9 months pregnant with my first child. I work as a nurse. I was driving home from Tampa. I live in Plant City. I was at a stoplight getting off the interstate, and I was going to cross the road once my light turned green, and an illegal immigrant driving a school bus for a strawberry farm in Plant City ran the red light and plowed into my car, going 65 miles an hour. I was stuck in my car for over an hour. I was 2 weeks from my due date. I was finally gotten out of my car and flown to Tampa General Hospital, where I lost my baby and my uterus and my life. And they brought me back. I was wheelchair bound for 4 months total. I had to relearn how to walk. I have a multitude of life-altering injuries and health issues from that car accident. So.
Oh my goodness, Alyssa, I'm so sorry. Have you been on any other news network to discuss your situation, yours or Nikki's situation? Am I correct in assuming that Nikki also has had her situation here in Florida, or is it just you?
No, Nikki's was here in Florida, Plant City also. I believe we are connected to the same temp labor company that utilizes the immigrant workers. Is connected to both of our cases.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then this is my first time actually getting on and sharing my story. I did one news interview after my car accident when we were trying to go through litigation, and that was it.
So no other news networks have picked you up locally or Florida or statewide? Have you been in contact with the agricultural commissioner, Wilton Simpson?
No.
Have you been in touch with Governor DeSantis?
Sort of through Nikki, but that's been kind of a struggle as well with my work schedule but yeah, I do talk to his office and certain people there.
Good. Well, at least you get a little bit of connection with our governor there. This is just,
and I'm sorry. I'm so sorry for your loss. That is, and again, I'm just in awe of you women, because there could definitely be a possibility of just sitting as a victim, and you could just mourn this for a long time. But you guys jumped into action with the Voices Foundation, and you're trying to be that support system that maybe you wished you had. I understand we might have Nikki back. Let's see if Nikki, are you there?
I am.
Yeah. Oh, we're so grateful. And listen, you and Alyssa are powerhouses. I want to hear a little bit more in detail, Nikki, because I know you are the founder. I want to hear about your story and how specifically you founded this organization.
Well, Alyssa told a good portion of my story. He was an illegal alien here from documentation as far as back as I could find since 2013. Had multiple run-ins with law enforcement and courts for DUIs, traffic crashes with property damage, and they just, continued the catch and release. We even, as the state of Florida, court ordered him to go to DUI school back in 2013 with his DUI as an illegal alien.
Wow.
I'm shocked.
And
I'm sorry. Continue.
And so when I found this out, then let me back up. So then the night he killed my husband, he was on like a $500 bond or something like that, something small. Thankfully, I had a friend in law enforcement from another county that actually looked up who killed my husband, called my homicide detective, and actually he called the jail to get an ICE hold. So he was almost let out again on our soil.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so what is your mission with the Voices Foundation?
Well, the aftermath of this tragedy is extremely devastating on families. I had nowhere to even look. Right. I had a house that we had just bought. My husband just retired from the military. I had a 6-month-old and a 2-year-old. And I just felt like I was standing alone going, what do I do? How do I keep my home? Now I'm a single mother and I don't even know how to even work anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Like how do I get to work? Who do I know that can help me? It's very devastating and you go straight into survival mode. So thankfully over the years, everything worked itself out. I still have my house. So, but the beginning part was extremely scary because you lose half your income in my situation because he was the breadwinner for the family.
Right.
Well,
so. and in a situation like this, it's not like they're carrying insurance on their vehicle. So there's a whole litany of things that you have to go through. So tell me what the Voices Foundation does. I know that you are located here in Florida. What kind of services do you provide and what kind of things are you as a foundation needing help with from our viewing public?
Because we started in January, our biggest thing right now is sharing our organization, help us get seen, help us get donations, because it's very new since January.
Right.
But the goal is to help these families, hopefully financially. Like we just had a local girl get killed July 4th. And she was aspiring to be a nurse and she was on her way to school or not school, work. And illegal alien hit and killed her and her funeral bill's $18,000. So, and a normal working family doesn't have $18,000 to bury your child.
Right. And so this is the kind of help that you obviously give to these families. As somebody I know who lost my son recently, these things are, no matter how they happen, they're tragic and they're sudden. But in your specific situation, you don't have anywhere to turn for that kind of help. I thought it was interesting, Ali, as I'm looking through your website, the acronym for Voices, how you came up for that. Voices, like the letters standing for Victims of Illegals Championing Enhanced Security. Yes. So you guys do take a stance on the security of our streets in America. I want to know, have you guys been able to connect with any legislators or lawmakers to kind of share your story and also maybe help to push, well, now that the border's closed, it kind of helps, but to help push even in our state to be able to work on what are we going to do with all those that are here illegally still committing crimes?
Yes. So I wrote the governor years ago and he has had me come speak with him on multiple occasions. I don't remember the year. I think it was either 2021 or 2022. I was the special guest at the State of the State address in Tallahassee. Since then, every year I have spoken at a press conference with Governor DeSantis regarding his immigration bills he's passing. A lot of those I had a conversation with DeSantis of, the background, what my fears were, and, and whatnots. And it seems our state government is on board to try to up a lot of prevention efforts at this time. So
I think, yeah, I love that, because I think when the immigration argument came up, everybody was focused national. And then when it started to turn to state, people were saying, I don't understand. Why does the state have to have a plan? This is why you want a strong state to have a plan, because it is here and it's something we have to deal with. And we have to make sure that families like yourself get the support that they need. The website is thevoicesfoundation.org. I want to let our viewers know, if you go to the Voices with an S, thevoicesfoundation.org, there is a donate button on your homepage. We need you guys to reach out and donate and help to be able to, this is something similar to what we do for veterans. This is another class of individuals that need help. We need to have a support system for you. Let me know a little bit, Nikki. Yeah, what is some of the ask that you would ask as far as our viewers beyond donating? Is there something else they can do? Do you need, similar to hurricane time, do you need, blankets? Is there things that you need to kind of help people with that first need, places to live, like cars? Is there things like that you're asking for?
Not at this time, because right now we're so new that the community isn't even aware we are here yet.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the biggest thing right now is pushing us out into the public.
Okay.
Okay.
We can definitely help you with that.
Yes, guys, I want to encourage our viewers again to go to thevoicesfoundation.org. Will you both ladies please come back on this show with us? I want to hear more about what you do and get an update on how the organization's going.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Alyssa and Nikki, obviously with the Voices Foundation, thank you so much, first of all, for your bravery and for your fight. We're going to continue to team with you and help. Thank you so much for that.
Continue to have you in our prayers for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Guys, we have so much here in store on Open Mic. Make sure that you do navigate over to thevoicesfoundation.org. You can read more about their stories, learn more about what they do, but most importantly, they're going to need your help. They're going to need your donations. So we hope
this illegal immigration issue and the crimes that they're committing is touching every single family in America. It's not just on the border north and south of us. It is literally in every city and every town. And it is up to all of us to kind of wrap our arms around our community members and assist them when these things occur. We didn't ask for any of this, right? This was something that was intentional on the American people. And if we do not help each other, who else is there, right? So make sure you go to thevoicesfoundation.org and donate and spread the word, share their message, spread it to everybody that you can, so that we can all help out.
Absolutely. And keep it locked here to Open Mic. Guys, we'll be right back right after this short break.
Do you have enough food to feed your family for several months if the supply chain falls apart? If not, why not?
There is no guarantee that grocery stores or even local farmers will be operating in your area if circumstances change.
The problem is that most survival food sucks. That's why we get long-term storage food from Heaven's Harvest. Their food doesn't suck.
Heaven's Harvest uses all natural ingredients that they freeze dry to maximize taste, nutrition, and shelf life.
They source their foods locally, right here in the United States. They even offer heirloom seeds so you can grow your own food.
It's the kind of food that you and your family could enjoy every day. And the way things are going, that might just happen.
Visit patriot.tv/food. That's patriot.tv/food. And use promo code PATRIOT at checkout.
Don't wait. Stock up on long-term storage food today before food prices start rising again.
All right, welcome back to Open Mic on this Friday edition. Thank you to Nikki and Alyssa from the Voices Foundation for those heartwarming stories and for not quitting in the eye of adversity there, that's what we're all about, that fighting American spirit. We want to make sure that you guys, wherever you're following us from, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. Make sure you also follow us personally at Real Ally Leger, at Michelle Posey, and of course, at Open Mic Ladies on all platforms. Want to cruise into something that's going to really touch your heart as a parent or you as a grandparent.
And it's probably going to piss you off, to be honest with you. I mean, if this last segment didn't tug at your heartstrings and kind of make you mad about what's going on, this one is definitely going to make you upset.
I'm telling you that I cannot tell you how many times either one of my children's grandparents had them over at the house, and they were a little bit older at the time, but like older teens, but they would ask me, hey, they're on their computer playing this game Roblox. Are you okay with that? And I'm like,
no.
I'm like, just make sure just make sure the chat feature is not engaged.
Not on, yeah.
Is not engaged, okay? Because you're not going to like just wipe them out of gaming altogether. But this is absolutely, it has gotten worse. And that's because pedophiles have gotten more, I guess, tech savvy. That's kind of scary. Take a look at this first post here. The Louisiana Attorney General, this is in Louisiana, she is cracking down on Roblox. What she's discovered, Roblox, she said, is created, Roblox created, curated, and perpetuated an online environment where child sex predators thrive, unite, hunt, and victimize our kids. What is she talking about? And what is she referring to? Well, we do have a YouTuber. Is that what they call him still?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's a YouTuber.
A YouTuber who has been banned because of what he spoke out against, what he saw.
He's a vigilante.
Yes, I know. This is what we tell our kids to do. See something, say something. So he's wearing it as a badge of honor, honestly. But listen to his story about how he tried to point out what was happening on Roblox.
I have just gotten a legal complaint from Roblox. I'm not even joking. They have sent a cease and desist letter to me, and they've gone ahead and banned every account I own. And you might be wondering, what heinous crime did you commit to possibly deserve that? Well, what I did was get predators arrested on their platform. Actually, 6 of them. I got 6 predators arrested within the Roblox community. Some of them, the crimes are so heinous, I can't even say here on TikTok or wherever this is going. And the thing that's crazy about it is that Roblox has taken a more firm action against me, a person getting these people arrested, a person that law enforcement has made public statements saying that they are glad when people like me go ahead and give them information so that they can arrest these people. Roblox has sent me the cease and desist letter, not these predators. That is absolutely insane. And the other thing that's crazy about this is Roblox itself. It is a predator haven. There are games on Roblox like XYZ Public Bathroom Simulator. That's about 7 million visits. And the whole premise of the game is showering together with kids. That is the whole game. If you join it, you're going to see predators. You're going to see naked avatars. You're going to see people peeing and all this sort of weird stuff. If I was a parent and I saw that, I would be outraged. I would be totally outraged. And parents aren't aware of this. And it's so sad. I get emails from kids daily about all the horrible stuff that they're exposed to. I get emails from parents talking about what their kids were exposed to. And there are so many predators.
I have to tell you, oh, sorry.
No, so it's not just the open bathroom simulator. It's the escape from Epstein Island. It's 500 Diddy experiences that you can have as a child. These experiences for children that are available to them is absolutely egregious. It's unconscionable the way, and then Roblox is like just 10 toes down on sticking with what they're doing.
And again, this kid has been served a cease and desist letter from Roblox. He's been banned off of YouTube. He's caught the eye, though, of Ro Khanna, who's actually a congressman. I think he's a Democrat.
He's a Democrat.
But he's a center Democrat. I know there's very few of them. I know we don't have a whole lot of time to go into a lot of videos, but he's actually creating a petition and asking you and I to sign it for transparency for Roblox. You can go to act.rokana.com to be able to see what that petition looks like. We'll get that out on our social media platforms.
Well, this also brings me to the Screen Act that was introduced by Senator Mike Lee and Mary Miller. In it, the Screen Act essentially is to safeguard children from the pervasive threat of online pornographic content. It addresses the urgent need for effective age verification methods to prevent minors from accessing inappropriate material online. The Act recognizes that traditional methods such as blocking and filtering software have proven ineffective, with significant percentages of minors still being exposed to content. And then I reposted this, and now I have the trolls that have come after me, saying that this is Big Brother, saying that you need to be a better parent, and all of these other nonsense. Thank you for showing us that you like to advocate for predators. Good job.
Absolutely.
I hope all
Allie.
of you are investigated
Again,
and arrested.
those are the same people that are angry that Trump's cleaning up the streets of DC. Like, tell me that you're on the wrong side without telling me that you're on the wrong side. So we let the trolls do what they do, and we go about and we celebrate. Listen, there's a lot of people walking away from that left socialist communist Democrat Party. These are the walkaway stories. I want to make sure we share this and that we thank those that are working on this. Take a look at these stories of those that are walking away from the left's ideology because they have common sense. Take a look.
It went too left with the education system, too left with sex books in the kindergarten age.
Why does this policy 5756 exist in New Jersey? Boys should not be in girls' sports. They shouldn't be in their bathrooms.
Nothing in America is short of hard work, sweat, blood, and tears. I believe that misconception of an immediate opportunity just by crossing this border is what is drafting all of this bad wind and bad energy.
The government has so much power. I don't co-parent with the government.
These are all highly funded organizations that are pushing this agenda in our state. And that is why I try to tell parents, you need to get involved.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes, that part.
You need to get involved. And no, we do not co-parent with our government, period.
We don't co-parent with the trolls either, so they
No,
I
right?
tell them where they
Like,
can go too. Allie, did you see yesterday that
Back
there
under the
was
bridge.
a Newsom, Kevin Newsom with his beautiful hair was trying to do a press conference, and what did ICE do? They conducted a raid in that vicinity. It wasn't it wasn't the news conference itself, but in the area. And so Karen Bass, who's the mayor of LA, remember, she's the one that's got ties to she's got ties to communist Cuba. Anyway, we won't go into that story right now, but she came out and she couldn't handle it. She said this was done deliberately. We had a very important press conference. We were going to talk about gerrymandering, and they did this on purpose. She says it better. Just grab your popcorn. Go ahead.
Not believe that this just happened to be a coincidence.
There is no way this was a coincidence. This was widely publicized that the governor and many of our other elected officials were having a press conference here to talk about redistricting, and they decided they were going to come and thumb their nose in front of the governor's face. Why would you do that? That is unbelievably disrespectful. It's a provocative act. They're talking about disorder in Los Angeles, and they are the source of the disorder in Los Angeles right now. This is just completely unacceptable.
So
actually, the disrespect is the fact that you've allowed illegal aliens to take over your city, and the fact that you have homeless all over the place. That's disrespectful to the citizens. Yeah, that part.
Of course, cleaning up your mess is going to seem a little bit chaotic, but that's because you brought the chaos here. So
right.
Once it's cleaned up, it's going to work really, really well. I thought that was pretty funny because a part of what the press conference, of course, I can't listen to Kevin Newsom for very long, but I do like to see the hair and see how he's styling it today. Doesn't move much in the wind, but you have to hear, he is so triggered by the idea that Trump's going to run for president again in 2028 because somebody sent him a gift, a Trump 2020.
Let's let him tell it. Let's go.
About the fact that we're affirming our independent commission, and we're calling for a national independent commission as well. Well, I think it's pretty sick and pathetic. And it's just said everything you need to know, the setting that we're under. That they chose the time, manner, and place to send their district director outside right when we're about to have this press conference. Said everything you know about Donald Trump's America. And that was top down. You know that for a fact. They'll deny it, I'm sure. Maybe they won't deny it. So everything you know about the authoritarian tendencies of the President of the United States. I said in a moment ago, wake up, America. Wake up. You will not have a country if he rigs this election. You will have a president who will be running for a third term. Mark my word. I wasn't exaggerating when I said that I received in the mail a Trump 2028 hat from one of his biggest supporters. These guys are not screwing around. The rules do not apply to them.
Do you see the ICE agents in the window?
I don't know if they're ICE agents or like I don't staffers. Like you couldn't close the I don't understand. That is terrible. That's so distracting.
So somebody's
mad.
He's mad. Somebody came up with this video. Let's take a look at this one. Hold on.
I wasn't exaggerating when I said that I received in the mail a Trump 2028 hat
It's okay. It's okay.
You're gonna be all right. You're gonna be all right.
Gavin.
Do you have anybody in your family that is currently suffering under Trump derangement syndrome? If so, a heavy dose of open mic might be their cure. That or comedy. And this is, listen, Jim Brewer, we got to meet Jim Brewer. We got to meet him here on when at the opening of the Flynn movie. He's very, very funny.
He's great.
He's got a way of explaining Trump derangement syndrome unlike anybody else. Take a look.
What is going on? Right? Like it's past if you're divided politically. Even you have to admit, even if you're like, I don't care as long as it's not you know who. Like, that was like a demonic, like the devil came out and just whoever, like, we're gonna make people hate Donald Trump, hate. Get him. I hate Donald Trump. He's a racist. He's a white supremacist. He's an insurrectionist. They lynch people. Even. I'm not gonna blame you because I saw the news channels. I saw them saying, "He's racist, he's sexist." You would just wake up to pee in the middle of the night. He hates Mexicans and he says they're rapists and he hates black people. And
What? My favorite part is when he says, and all the women, they go protest, we have a vagina. And he's like, oh, but they knew what a woman was then, huh? I'm like, I love him.
I love it. Guys,
Jim Brewer.
You got to look him up, Jim Brewer. If you just need a good laugh.
Let's make comedy great again.
He does. He does.
Back.
Absolutely. Well, that's it for us this week. We're going to go on and enjoy the weekend. Got a lot of plans.
And don't forget, libertycigars.com. Use promo code OpenMic for 10% off. Enjoy Liberty with a side of history.
And maybe a side of whiskey.
Yeah, a side of whiskey.
That's it for us, guys. We'll see you Monday.
Bye, guys.
Is high, inflation's up in the sky. Red hat stays on, red hat stays on. And I don't care how they look at me in the deepest heart of a blue city. Red hat stays on, red hat stays on. And I know when you smile, you like what you see. If you love America, you'll agree. Red hat